Welcome, movie lovers. Today, we're exploring a captivating blend of romance and fantasy with the 2015 film, The Age of Adaline. Sit back, relax, and let's dive right in. On December 31st, 2014, in San Francisco, Adaline Bowman, now Jennifer Larson, takes a taxi from Chinatown to Marin, marking a pivotal moment in her life. At a quiet neighborhood, she meets Tony, who proudly shows his meticulously forged documents. Tony questions her choice to appear 29, suggesting she could look younger. Adeline compliments his work, pays him, and warns about the consequences of forgery. Back home, Adeline is greeted by her dog Reese. Her apartment, filled with sketches and an antique typewriter, exudes nostalgia. She shares plans with Reese about their move to a farmhouse with fresh air, woods, and a mountain stream, promising it will rejuvenate him like a puppy. At work on New Year's Eve, Adeline is warmly greeted by her colleagues who express surprise she's there. They mention the newsreel archive is being digitized, which excites Adeline, eager to help prepare it for shipment. Adeline was born on January 1, 1908, in San Francisco to Fay and Milton Bowman. In 1929, she married Clarence James Prescott after meeting him near the future site of the Golden Gate Bridge. Tragedy struck in 1937 when Clarence died, and shortly after, Adeline miraculously survived a car accident during a snowstorm thanks to a lightning strike. This event altered her DNA, making her immune to aging, freezing her appearance forever. Over time, Adeline credited her timeless appearance to a mix of healthy habits, genetics, and good fortune. However, her secret faces scrutiny when a traffic stop reveals her birth year as 1908. To protect herself, she moves to San Francisco and starts researching her condition at the School of Medicine, finding no scientific answers after a year of study. Adeline's secret draws the attention of the FBI during the Red Scare era. Agents question her about any ties to the Communist Party and takes her in for further interrogation. Fearing for her safety, Adeline decides to vanish once more. She instructs her daughter to say she went on an extended vacation in Europe and won't be returning. Despite Fleming's distress, Adeline insists it's necessary for their protection. From then on, Adeline commits to a life of constant relocation, changing her name, home, and appearance every decade. She resolves never to disclose her true story to anyone, maintaining her vow for over 60 years, save for one brief lapse. Adeline, using her alias Jenny, receives a call from her friend Reagan, arranging plans for the evening. Jenny prepares for the party, conversing with her dog Avery. At the party, she reconnects with her friend Amanda, and they discuss their New Year's resolutions and the hopeful possibilities the night brings. As the party progresses, Jenny and Amanda spot a man named Dale, a painter, and invite him to join their table. The night continues with lively chatter and a countdown to midnight. After the celebration, Jenny receives a call from her daughter, confirming plans for the next day. Later, a man named Ellis approaches Jenny, engaging in playful conversation. They talk about the traditions of New Year's Eve and share a brief connection. As Jenny leaves, Ellis follows her outside, where they continue their banter. Despite Ellis's attempts to learn more about her, Jenny maintains her mysterious demeanor and leaves in a taxi, wishing him a happy new year. Adeline meets her elderly daughter Fleming at a restaurant to celebrate Adeline's birthday. They exchange warm greetings and Fleming gives Adeline a card. They discuss Adeline's upcoming move in February and Fleming's thoughts on moving herself due to the many stairs in her current home and concerns about aging and safety. Adeline expresses worry about Fleming living far away, fearing she might not be able to help if something happens to her daughter. Fleming reassures her and shifts the conversation to keep the mood light, not wanting to dwell on somber topics during their celebratory meal. At the library, employees excitedly discuss a large donation of first edition classics from Ellis Jones. Ellis arrives and is warmly welcomed, expressing gratitude for his generous gift. He goes to see Adeline, who is working at the library, and presents her with flowers in cleverly chosen books. They chat briefly, and Ellis reveals he saw her at a board meeting. Despite Adeline's reluctance to be photographed, Ellis insists she accept the donation on behalf of the library. When she refuses, citing discomfort with photographs, Ellis playfully threatens to withdraw his donation. Finally, he proposes taking her out instead, to which she hesitantly agrees. On their first date, Ellis takes Adeline to an intriguing underground site in San Francisco where old ships from the Gold Rush era were abandoned and buried. He explains his involvement with the San Francisco Historical Preservation Society, which discovered this historical artifact during utility work. Adeline is fascinated by the site. During their conversation, Ellis talks about his background, mentioning his early retirement from a successful business he started in college. He proposes lunch, but Adeline, reserved about her personal life, declines, mentioning only that she owns a dog. Ellis persists, walking her back and making a deal. If she laughs at his joke, she has to agree to another date. Adeline eventually laughs at his joke about a horse wanting to play for the Red Sox, despite calling it the worst joke ever. She agrees to dinner at his place, setting the stage for their next meeting. Adeline visits her bank where she's warmly greeted. She asks to add a co-signer to her account, explaining she'll be traveling soon. While waiting, she recalls the time with her advisor about investment options who recommends the company now called Xerox, known for its groundbreaking electrophotography technology. Adeline decides to add Susan Fleischer as the new co-signer, preparing for a new identity. Ellis makes a special meal for Adeline, who arrives late due to cab trouble. The dinner setting is cozy, with Ellis making light conversation and showing off his unfinished apartment. They discuss Ellis's family, his astronomer father who searched for an unusual comet, and his mother, who is tough yet sweet. Adeline shares stories about her life, but still remains reserved. The mood turns romantic as they enjoy wine and Ellis's homemade food. They share personal stories, and Ellis reveals how he first noticed Adeline reading a Braille book, knowing he had to meet her. The scene ends with a tender morning after, filled with playful banter. Ellis is on a phone call, struggling to communicate in Portuguese regarding the Rainforest Trust Fund's purchase of 5,000 acres. Adeline takes the phone from him and effortlessly completes the conversation in perfect Portuguese, to Ellis's admiration and gratitude. On her way home, Adeline recalls standing someone up in the past to avoid a marriage proposal, fearing closeness due to her condition of not aging. At home, she finds her dog Reese very sick and takes him to the vet, who informs her of his kidney failure. Adeline spends her final moments with Reese before putting him to sleep. Afterward, she listens to multiple voicemails from Ellis, who has been trying to reach her. One evening, Adeline unexpectedly encounters Ellis holding flowers. He explains he got her address from the library after failing to reach her by phone and apologizes for showing up unannounced. Adeline, still grieving, expresses frustration with his intrusion and explains she doesn't give out her address freely. Despite his apology, she insists their relationship won't work and reveals she is planning to move, leaving Ellis stunned. Adeline visits her daughter, and they reminisce about old memories and keepsakes. Adeline's daughter admires her life, but Adeline regrets missing moments with loved ones. Adeline confides she's tired of running and lying, and her daughter reassures her there's no need to run anymore. She encourages Adeline to embrace love and companionship. Adeline mentions meeting Ellis and pushing him away. Her daughter advises her to apologize and give the relationship a chance, urging her to reconnect with Ellis despite her plans to move. Adeline surprises Ellis at his workplace to apologize. She's determined to explain her past actions and express regret. Adeline acknowledges how kind Ellis has been and asks for a chance to make it up to him by taking him out that night. After some hesitation, Ellis agrees to meet her. Adeline takes Ellis to a converted chop shop that was once a movie theater, explaining its history and unique features like glowing constellations on the ceiling, which impresses Ellis. Over drinks, they discuss history and the future. Ellis suggests focusing on their immediate plans and invites Adeline to his parents' 40th wedding anniversary party, to which she agrees, marking a significant step forward in their relationship. Adeline and Ellis drive to his parents' house. They encounter Ellis's sister Kiki and give her a ride while exchanging lighthearted banter. They arrive and are warmly greeted by Ellis's mother. Adeline is introduced as Jenny to his parents. When Ellis's father William sees Jenny, He mistakes her for Adaline Bowman, an old friend. Jenny clarifies that she is Jenny, Adaline Bowman's daughter. William reminisces about his close relationship with Adaline Bowman in the 1960s. William expresses surprise and sadness upon learning of Adaline Bowman's passing. They share a moment before Adeline and Ellis retire to their rooms. The scene shifts to a flashback of William's romantic relationship with Adaline Bowman in London. They fell in love over 5 weeks, a significant moment for Adeline, who had vowed never to fall in love. These scenes deepen Adeline's character and add tension to her relationship with Ellis as she navigates her past with William while keeping her secret. The next morning, William greets his family and Jenny. Curious about Adeline, William's wife asks him about her. William shares fond memories, praising her love for languages and driving, and how she inspired him to pursue astronomy instead of medicine. His affectionate recollections annoy his wife, sparking a brief argument, but he reassures her of his love. Later, Adeline and Ellis take a walk, expressing their growing feelings for each other. That evening, the family gathers to play trivia. Adeline wins, ending William's 47-game winning streak. They joke about whether William's trivia loss or the arrival of Della, the comet he named after Adeline, would happen first. After the game, Adeline walks outside to find William. She asks him about Della, the comet he named after her. William reveals he was going to propose to her years ago. Adeline is touched but remains silent, recalling their past. Back at the house, Ellis tells Adeline he's falling for her. She doesn't respond, overwhelmed by her encounter with William and her own fears. Ellis reassures her, saying she doesn't have to say anything now, and they embrace. Adeline feels conflicted, torn between her past and her desire for a future with Ellis. On the day of the party, while everyone is busy with preparations, William notices a familiar scar on Adeline's left hand. It's the same scar he stitched up decades ago when they were hiking together. The realization hits him hard, and he becomes certain of Adeline's true identity. Needing confirmation, he searches through his old belongings and finds a photograph of Adeline from their time together, which unmistakably shows the same scar. Confronting Adeline, William is emotional and confused. He asks her why she left him all those years ago. Adeline, torn and vulnerable, explains her condition and how she doesn't age. She tells him that she left because she couldn't bear the pain of outliving him and everyone she loved. William is shocked but empathetic. He urges her not to run away again, insisting that she deserves to have a life filled with love and happiness. Feeling overwhelmed, Adeline writes a heartfelt note to Ellis explaining she must leave. She takes Ellis's car keys, packs a few belongings, and prepares to flee once more. William finds her just as she's about to leave. Desperately, he tells her that she can't keep running forever and that she needs to give herself a chance at love and a normal life. Ellis finds Jenny's letter and rushes outside. William asks Ellis if he truly loves her. Ellis, stunned but resolute, says he does. William then urges Ellis to go after her, knowing that if anyone can convince her to stay and stop running, it's Ellis. Ellis drives frantically, trying to catch up with Adeline. Adeline, on the other hand, is conflicted and teary-eyed, driving away but feeling the weight of her decisions and her deep feelings for Ellis. Confused, Adeline stops on the side road to call her daughter. In a moment of clarity, Adeline decides she can't keep running. Just as she turns the car around to head back, a tow truck comes out of nowhere and crashes into her car. The impact leaves her unconscious. A meteor shower occurs simultaneously, and snow begins to fall, marking a strange, fateful turn of events. Ellis arrives at the scene, panic-stricken, and pulls Adeline from the wreckage. He desperately tries to wake her, but she's unresponsive. Paramedics arrive and use a defibrillator to revive her. Miraculously, Adeline's heart starts beating again, and she is rushed to the hospital. At the hospital, Adeline wakes up to find Ellis by her side. She decides to come clean about her past. Her daughter arrives, and upon seeing Ellis, she explains everything. Overwhelmed with joy, she hugs Ellis, who now fully understands the depth of Adeline's struggles. Back at the house, William and his wife celebrate their anniversary, feeling a sense of closure and happiness knowing Ellis and Adeline have a chance at love. A year later, Ellis and Adeline are getting ready for a New Year's Eve party. Adeline suggests her daughter go out, but she opts for a quiet night in. Before leaving, Adeline checks herself in the mirror and notices a gray hair, a sign that her aging process has resumed, hinting at a normal, human future ahead. The Age of Adaline offers a unique take on immortality, highlighting the emotional impact of eternal youth. Blake Lively shines as Adeline, supported by strong performances from Harrison Ford and Mikhail Husman. The film features beautiful cinematography and period-accurate costumes, enriching the visual experience. It delves into themes of love, loss, and the need for connection, making it a poignant romantic drama. At its heart, it's a touching love story that combines nostalgia and timeless romance, resonating with audiences through its emotional depth and visual beauty. More exciting movies to come, so please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and click the thumbs like icon. Thanks for watching.